Welcome back. The other big story that's now breaking on Tamil Nadu. The Tamil Nadu acting governor C. Vidyasagar Rao has now finally broken his silence on the big constitutional crisis brewing in the state. He says, and I quote, "I am also in charge as the governor of Tamil Nadu. A lot of political developments are taking place. The moment you put TV sets in your house, Tamil Nadu news is coming. Various debates are going on. Now and then they say, where is the governor of Tamil Nadu? I am happy to say I am in the midst of Nobel laureates." He's made this speech at a convocation in Mumbai. So he still isn't telling us exactly what he intends to do. Beyond the fact that we are told he will be going to Chennai tomorrow. Kamlesh Sutar, our correspondent, joining us. Is Vidyasagar Rao finally going to Chennai tomorrow, Kamlesh?
Well, Rajdeep, the guess is as good as anyone's, because the Tamil Nadu government, what we were told yesterday, that he had plans of traveling to Tamil Nadu today, this afternoon. He had also cancelled all the programs, including the one where he spoke just a while before the convocation ceremony at the ICT. The program was initially cancelled, but the governor preferred to attend that, and perhaps broke its silence there in the program while making his address there as the chief guest.
But he's still not telling us what he wants to do, or he has still not clarified, is he going to Chennai tomorrow, or is he still going to buy time till the disproportionate assets case against Sasikala is decided? Am I clear? He's not given any commitment of going to Chennai tomorrow.
No, his office though has sent out messages saying that the governor is traveling to Chennai tomorrow. That's the official message that has come in from the Raj Bhavan. But it still remains, because yesterday there was a similar message that was given out, though not officially, that the governor will be traveling to Chennai tomorrow. But today we have got an official message from the governor's office saying that he will be traveling to Chennai tomorrow. Rajiv?
Okay, thanks very much there, Kamlesh Sutar, for joining us, because the question I want to raise now is, should the governor not break his silence by actually telling us what he intends to do? It is now 3 days since Sasikala was mandated by the AIDMK legislature party to take over as chief minister. I want to raise the big question: why is the Tamil Nadu governor still in Mumbai? Should he not be in Chennai? The second question that we want to raise in this context: is the governor waiting for a Supreme Court verdict on Sasikala? And if he does so, is he acting against the constitution? Will the governor give O. Paneerselvam a chance on this issue to prove his majority? What is the Modi government stand on the OPS versus Sasikala war? But I want to focus on the governor, because the governor's role is coming under scrutiny. I am joined now by two legal minds. Joining me now, Prashant Bhushan, Advocate Supreme Court, Vikas Singh, former Additional Solicitor General of India, and BP Singh, former Governor. Gentlemen, I have limited time, so I'm going to ask you for quick reactions to what I believe is the role of the governor here. Do you believe, Prashant Bhushan, first, that the governor now needs to speak up right away? Do you believe that the acting governor needs to tell us where he stands rather than prolong this matter any further? Vikas Singh, why don't you take that? In your view, Vikas Singh, should the governor be very clear and tell us whether he intends to swear in Sasikala or not?
According to me, if you are appointed as a governor of a state, you have no business to be outside the state at a very crucial moment like this.
Right.
Even if you've had a pre-arranged plan to do something elsewhere, if this kind of a crisis develops in the state, there is no business for you to not come back to the state immediately and address this issue. That's number one. Number two, as far as this issue is concerned, once either the resignation takes place or the legislature party says that now we have elected somebody else as our leader, the governor has no choice. In fact, in the case of Pratap Singh Rane's case in Bombay High Court, in the Goa matter, where the governor asked the chief minister to prove his majority within 2 hours, and he didn't do so, but he did it later. And still the governor, sort of dismissed his government and installed somebody else. Although the High Court then approved the action of the governor, saying that that was part of his discretion.
Right.
But the Supreme Court in the recent Arunachal Pradesh judgment has overruled that judgment and said that the governor has no discretion in the matter. He has no choice but to install the government which has been said to be led by the majority
so he cannot wait
of the legislature party. And in
he
this
cannot
case,
wait for the Supreme Court verdict. In your view, he cannot wait for the Supreme Court verdict.
No, because you can't, you can't speculate what the Supreme Court is going to do. You have to take it as of today that
Yes.
there is no judgment indicting her as of now. She has not been convicted in any criminal case. She has actually been honorably acquitted by the High Court. If the Supreme Court were to take a contrary view, the law will take its course thereafter. It can't be, sort of
I take your point,
prejudged
sir.
at this stage, and you can't say that I'll not obey what the law as it stands,
Right.
as it stands today.
I take your point, and I want to get Prashant Bhushan. Prashant, do you agree with what Vikas Singh is saying? He is saying that there is no discretion with the governor and you cannot speculate over a Supreme Court verdict. If Sasikala is chosen by a majority of the MLAs, the governor has no choice but to swear her in.
Yes, I agree with him that A, the governor should not be away at this time. B, that the impending judgment of the Supreme Court is not a ground for the governor to restrain her from holding office.
Right.
Although in my view it would be improper for her to push her being appointed as Chief Minister at this point of time, especially when the Supreme Court has said that the judgment is due within a week. So she should herself have waited, and she should herself wait for at least a week. But yes, the governor should decide. I mean, if it is clear that she enjoys the majority support in the legislature, then she should be asked to come and form the government. But to my mind, I mean, the manner in which things are going on in this Anna DMK party,
Right.
I mean, it's beyond farcical. Firstly, the fact that the party seems to select a person who has no political experience, who has never held any office, who has never contested any election, merely because she was a personal secretary or a kind of personal secretary to Jayalalitha. So therefore, it's almost like Alice in Wonderland as to what is happening within this party. And of course,
Just a
the
minute.
central
Sir,
government
can I
seems
get-
to be trying to fish
Sir,
in
let's
troubled
get more
waters.
views.
And
Let's get more
unfortunately,
views.
the governor seems to be acting at the behest of the central government.
You're saying the governor is acting at the behest of the central government. That's a serious charge that you're making, because at
Go
the
ahead.
moment we do not have hard evidence, but clearly the role of the governor is mystifying. That's what we can say for now. BP Singh, you're a former governor, a former home secretary. Do you believe that the governor, acting governor of Tamil Nadu now, needs to be clear? By now he should have consulted enough legal experts to tell the country and the people of Tamil Nadu what he intends to do. He's allowing the situation to drift in a manner that will create a constitutional crisis.
I entirely see the logic of your question. The main thing is for the governor to reach Chennai, he should not be outside the boundaries of the state. He should be in the Raj Bhavan, and he should give audience to the elected leader of the Anna DMK legislature party. And if he has any questions, he should ask her instead of, doing anything else. I am happy also to learn that the Raj Bhavan has officially confirmed that the governor is going to Chennai tomorrow. As of now, as of just now,
Sir, he has taken
The
4
governor
days.
has no
The
option
governor has
but
taken
to
4
put
days. The
the
governor of,
constitutional-
sir, Mr. Singh, the governor
I-
has taken 4 days. By now
I
he should
see
have.
your point.
No. Should he, if Sasikala tomorrow meets the governor in Chennai, Mr. BP Singh, very quickly, if Sasikala meets the governor tomorrow in Chennai and says, look, these are my 130
Yes.
MLAs, I have the majority, you have to swear me in. Can the governor tell Sasikala, you have a Supreme Court case pending, I will wait to hear what the Supreme Court says and then swear you in? Do you believe he has that discretion? Yes or no?
no, he has no such discretion.
He has no such
He has no
discretion,
such
you're saying.
discretion.
Okay. He has
That
no
is a
such.
speculation.
He has
There-
no.
the-
So therefore.
no, the fact is
Yes.
that the fact is that the fact is that Karnataka High Court has acquitted her. That is a fact.
Yes.
And I also understand that the Supreme Court has not as yet considered the petition of a PIL filed by people
Right.
to ask to restrain the governor from giving her the oath of office. So there is nothing. There is nothing. There is nothing.
There's nothing. Very quick.
But that is the position today.
That is the position today. So the view seems to be, Vikas Singh, let me get one final confirmation
Yes.
from you. The view seems to be that as of now, the options, and I've listed out those options on the screen, you believe the most logical option is to invite Sasikala, let her form a government if she wants as chief minister, and if she is convicted by the Supreme Court, only then will she have to vacate the post. This despite Paneer Selvam's revolt yesterday. You are saying Paneer Selvam's revolt does not change the situation.
Not at all. I'll tell you, Rajdeep, you have to also understand the political dynamics of that state.
Yes.
That is a state where the election was held. It was Jayalalitha who was made chief minister rather than a MLA being elected as a legislator. So MLAs who were nominated by Jayalalitha were elected as MLAs only because Jayalalitha was to be elected as chief minister. So really speaking, it should normally be the other way around, where MLAs are elected, then they decide who should be their party leader, and then the leader should be made the chief minister. But that's not what has actually happened in Tamil Nadu.
Right.
So now that the situation is that these MLAs were at the behest of Jayalalitha or at her beck and call, they will decide on the basis of who. So they are not deciding the merit as the basis for who should be the next chief minister. They are basically deciding who was closest to Jayalalitha. I mean, for once, me and Prashant are totally in agreement that you can't decide somebody who has no experience. But why are you doing this? You are doing this only because your only basis to decide the successor is as who was closest to Jayalalitha, and accordingly.
No, 1 minute. That's a value judgment. No, 1 minute. No, Mr. Vikas Singh, let's be very clear. There is nothing to stop just because she was close to Jayalalitha, just because she has no experience, never fought an election, that is not a disqualification. To that extent, she has every right to claim that she has been chosen by the elected MLA. Because now the election commission has intervened. The election commission wants to know how she was made the general secretary. I'm just trying to understand the constitutional position. Are these issues which should be considered by the governor? Mr. Paneer Selvam is saying he was coerced into giving his resignation. Should that be considered or not?
Not at all. Mr. Paneer Selvan, even if he had not resigned, let's assume a case where he had not resigned. Still, if the legislative party says that now we don't want Paneer Selvam, we want Mrs. Sasikala, that would have been the end of Paneer Selvam. So his resignation or not resigning really makes no difference. The fact that election commission is wanting to examine whether she has been rightly made the general secretary makes no difference, because it is not as if she was general secretary that by virtue of that office she is holding the mandate to come back as chief minister. So neither of these issues will have any impact, and the governor has not to look into these issues for the purpose of deciding of calling Sasikala as the next chief minister of Tamil Nadu.
Okay, we'll leave it there. Let's leave it there.
Propriety demanded that she should have waited for a week.
No, propriety demanded, but politicians don't believe in propriety anymore. 30 seconds, Prashant Bhushan. Do you believe that propriety, morality matters in politics, or is it only a numbers game? Very quickly, Prashant Bhushan, 30 seconds. Is it about numbers? If Sasikala has the numbers, she should be made chief minister. Forget morality, forget propriety.
Well, it clearly doesn't. So the governor will have to see whether she has the numbers, especially after Paneer Selvam's revolt. And the election commission certainly can see whether she has been properly elected as the general secretary or not, whether there has been a proper election or not. Certainly for the election commission to recognize her as the general secretary, they are entitled to see that. But having seen that, if the governor sees that she enjoys the majority in the legislature, then he should swear her in. If she is so keen to do so right now, then he should allow her to be sworn in.
Let's leave it there, sir, because clearly at the moment there are question marks over the role the governor has played in the last 72 hours. Questions also being raised whether he's acting on behalf of the centre. Why has he not sworn in Sasikala? More importantly, why has he not said a word on the constitutional crisis that's brewing in Tamil Nadu? Let's take a break. When we return, we are going to go straight to the residence of Sasikala and O. Paneer Selvam. We'll be joined there by MLAs who have an inside track to what's been happening. Remember, the MLAs of AIDMK have been taken to a safe house. Our correspondents will be out there bringing you every detail of this big Tamil Nadu drama. The channel to watch when it comes to big breaking news. India Today. Back in a moment.